moved you from the stage. And we are up and running. Hi everyone, how you doing? Where are you connecting from? Good to see every one of you from wherever you're tuned in, whether on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. You're welcome to this phenomenal session that we're having today, and we are glad that you have chosen to join us from wherever you are. So wherever you are, the comment section is yours. We want to see that you're making use of the comment section and that you're maximizing this moment. You are the right place at the right time. You're about to hear the most important thing that will shift your life and will cause you to have a remarkable transformation wherever you are. So, where you're tuning in from, please let us know whether you're tuned in from Facebook, whether you're tuned in from LinkedIn, whether you're tuned in from Instagram. We want to ensure that you are the right place and you're connected with us doing, again, amazing stuff. This is where we are, and this is where we have chosen to be, and you have chosen to be with us at this time. We can see comments, we can see Choma, we can see David, we can see Amara, we can see Christiana, we can see Dr. Phil. Boom is here. We can see Mrs. Neka. Good to see you. In the course of this interaction, we'll be highlighting your comments and we will be having a conversation. And here you are. I'm about to bring up my co-host. You all know him. He's none other than the person of Dr. Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Dr. Phil on stage. Hi, Dr. Phil. How are you doing?
Hi, Coach Bobby. Hi, everyone. How y'all doing this evening? I mean, it's going to be a super phenomenal time this evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining up. I can see all my people out there, in the comment section. Amara, I see you. I see Boss Kaba right there on the floor. Kaba is like a powerhouse, engine thing. And he's saying we're ready for transformation. Thank you so much, Kaba. Thank you, everyone else, for being here. Thank you, Egbon, Christy. I can see Dami in the house. Everyone is out here just balling. This is going to be great. Hi, Coach. I cannot wait for this to go down, man. This is just going to be
Oh,
just
sure. I,
phenomenal,
I
man.
can't wait for it. It's amazing. This is just what we've waited for a long time. And I'm glad that people are here connecting. Also, we can pop up your comments in the comment section. So it does you good for you to make a comment because we'll be highlighting you and showcasing you all to the
Yes.
globe, wherever you are. So Chidima is here from YouTube. Hi, Chidima. How you doing? And Mrs. Clara is here. She's Clara from Lagos, Nigeria. Good to see you from LinkedIn. Oh, we have Adebola. Oh, good to see you. So again, pardon us if we're calling you by first names. We're not just trying to be disrespectful. We are trying our very best to just connect with every one of you. So your comment will be highlighted. Esther is here. Esther, how you doing? Amara is here. Let the comment keep popping in, popping in, popping in.
Flowing, yeah.
Choma is here. Thank you, Choma. Please share the LinkedIn and the YouTube link on the Transform community and in the SDG group as well. Please do well. Hey, my darling wife is here. Hi, 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 hi. We are the LinkedIn couple goals for the year. Come on now. All right. Anna, good to see you from YouTube. Mommy Matariron, good to see you. Good. Simia Bok is here. This combo of speakers really wide. We
Really
are
wild.
excited to have you on. I'm telling you. So this is why your comment needs to be coming in. Yes. Oh, Lua Busola. Good to have you here, connecting from YouTube. And we have
Wow.
Mrs. Ene. Good evening from YouTube. We have Esther, Elena, LinkedIn London. Good, good, good.
Yeah.
So you see, everywhere is boiling across the globe. This is the place to be at this time. Dr. Phil, what do you think? What do you think? Bring it up. Let's hit it hard.
It's absolutely amazing. And there's this one guy I've not seen in a while, Trenton Fulton from LinkedIn. It's really awesome to see you out there, Trenton. And then Ndidi Annie Dehen, it's also good to see you. Melody Chris is in the house, and I mean all these people bringing the heat. I really really love that we are here, and it's going to be awesome this evening. Just sitting down. I mean, it reminds me of Tales by Moonlight, where we sit down around the fires, and we just trade stories and take the lessons and go home sleeping knowing that we got something good. I think this evening is just going to be powerful, people. Welcome, Mariam Kama. We see you, my wife Ifeoluwa Udo from LinkedIn. I see you too. Awesome, awesome, awesome
Oh,
people, man. Welcome, welcome.
awesome, awesome. So, without much ado, we're going to hit it running this day, and we want to ensure that we give you the maximum time that you are here. It's 1 hour on the dot for this conversation. So, we'll have time where your questions, your conversation, if you have nuggets that hit you, please drop it in the comment section. We will highlight it as we
Yeah.
run along, and we want to ensure that you are not left out. So, whatever you are commenting from, whether from Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you're commenting from, you will ensure that you're just having a filler all around. So what do we do next? Dr. Phil, give me a highlight of what we're entering into next.
Well, as it is right now, we are not the guest speakers. We are just the hosts and the co hosts. As it is right now, we're going to be going to bring our guest speaker up. But before we do that, we have some very specially prepared montages that are about to go on just to showcase the power of this particular speaker. What I've realized is that everyone on LinkedIn has a very peculiar story. And depending on how you want to position yourself, you actually have the platform. And when you work with a strategic group, you can actually get positioned to get anything you want. This particular gentleman, living out there where he is doing great and wonderful things, has affiliated and associated himself with very beautiful, a beautiful team. And that team has decided to do something even he himself is going to be blown away. So, coach, let's have that surprise montage just before we bring up the speaker today.
Awesome. So let's get these. He's going to be surprised. So let's hit this out now.
Some people break under pressure, others rise. Uwem Uwama rose. Once a young man who flunked out of university, he was forced to start over. Then life struck again, a near fatal accident that left 20% of his body burned. But from the ashes of pain, he rebuilt himself with an unshakable resolve. Today, Uwem is a mindset coach, business analyst, learning expert, and author who has transformed lives across three continents: Africa, Europe, and Asia. He is the architect of Beyond Barriers, a coaching program that dismantles limiting beliefs, helping individuals step boldly into their highest potential. As the founder of Enrich Your Mind, he's a storyteller whose words have shaped minds, challenged conventions, and inspired breakthrough moments. His published works, spanning short stories, essays, and thought leadership, are not just books, they are blueprints for transformation. A former educator in some of the toughest inner city schools of London, Uwem has climbed the ladder of leadership, proving that resilience is the foundation of success. Whether in IT, business strategy, governance, or career transitions, his impact is undeniable. His life is not just the story, it's a testimony. If you have ever doubted your ability to rise beyond your circumstances, tonight you will rethink everything. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming a force of transformation, Uwem Umana.
Hi, UM. Good to have you here officially. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Boom.
Yeah. Where do we start from? About listening to yourself or something. Where do we start from? Hit it, hit it, hit it. This is amazing. Good to have you here. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much, Dr. Phil. It's good to be
You're
here.
welcome, sir.
Absolutely delight to be here. Absolutely delight to be here.
Amazing, amazing. Good, good, good. Dr. Phil, he didn't see that coming, right?
No,
No,
no, no. We
no,
made
no,
sure of it. We made sure of it.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I got
we
I got
ensure that
camera in the
whenever we
back
get
house saying, Dr.
to
Phil, you're too much.
exactly. Exactly. Whatever we choose to do, we get to do it with excellence. So, ladies and
Mhm,
gentlemen, you
mhm.
are here for an exciting time because we're not here to waste your time. We are ensuring that you get maximum and excellent delivery today. So, this is the first thing you do before we have a conversation with Coach Uwem. I want you to share this link. Share it on LinkedIn, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it on your WhatsApp status, and invite people because the next 49 minutes people would hear a transformational story that would take them up and uplifted. Dr. Phil, let me allow you hit this moment while I do some backgrounds and then you get on the first question with Coach Uwem.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much, Coach Bobby. So, OM, you're really welcome. You're highly welcome. And we're really happy to have you here this evening. I do hope everyone is hearing us loud and clear and that we are doing quite well. So, the beautiful thing about what we're about to do is it's really just stories, and it's stories that actually should inspire our people. And the first thing that we have is have you give us a little breakdown as to your background. Well, you and I have sat down in sessions before where you are sharing some of the tough things that you've been through in life. We would like you to frame that for us. I mean, you had a life and then you grew through school, and then at some very critical point, you had a point where you had to start over in school. You flunked out of school, and then you've had other setbacks in life, culture shock, career setbacks, a life-threatening accident that left most of your body bonds, all of those stories. We want you to kind of just give us a panoramic view of your past, where you've been and how you've come here, and that's going to make it kind of you know kind of get us to appreciate exactly what we're doing here this evening. So, sir, give us a little background to where you're coming from, and let's have that.
Thank you very much, Doc. And like you said, we're not here to waste people's time. We've got exactly about 40 something minutes to hit this clear. Now, I was born and brought up in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm from the southeastern part of Nigeria, a state called Akwa Ibom State. I was born in the city of Calabar. I started my life in Calabar. Then from there, we moved back to the village when my dad had to relocate to the village. And I started my life, went to school in the village, and I'm not one of those places you would call posh and stuff like that. However, I was happy, had a normal childhood, grew up in the village and had great times, and from there left to go and do my, what they used to call something similar to A levels then, and in School of Art and Science. And from there, I went to University of Calabar and to read geology. I spent about 4 years there. And after studying 4 years, due to, kind of maybe not making the right choices, I dropped out of school. And one of the biggest things I had to do in my life was to press the reset button. Now, for those of us who are from Nigerian background, we know that education in Nigeria is a very, very big deal. So when you get chucked out of school, it's almost like saying that your life has come to an end. That's what it's almost like. It would take you great and tremendous courage to go and start all over again, especially if you have to go and write what they call UME exams. It's like something like an entrance exam to university. And I come from a state, Akwa Ibom State, where we are not ranked as educationally disadvantaged. So if somebody from the northern part of the country had a cutoff mark of, let's say, maybe 2 or 20 or 50, he will get admission. But for someone from my state, I have to have a particular sort of a cutoff mark to be able to gain admission at the university. But you know what? Since I was reading geology, I said, I've never really wanted that as an option in life. Okay. I tried everything to get back to re-engage myself with geology, and that didn't exactly work out. I said, this is a chance for me to rewrite my story. Here is a chance for me to do it the way I've always dreamed and wanted it to be. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a drama teacher. But I said, this time around, I'm going to hit right back into education. And that's when I got admission now with JAM to go and study education, study English and creative writing. Graduated, went on to do my youth service and all that kind of stuff. And then, by the way, when I was in university the second time, I was selling what they call Gary, palm oil, pineapple. I used to travel to Edo State, to go and buy, food stuff. And I was supplying most of the schools boarding schools in Akwa Ibom State, in Nigeria, this food stuff. And during one of those trips of coming back from Bendel State to Akwa Ibom State, I had an accident. And I literally almost died. I thought I was going to die. I was trapped in the vehicle, a pickup truck, and no help. It's not like you're going to call 999 or ambulance services is going to come rescue you. No, I was just struck, and I was burning. I literally stood there and saw myself burning. So I'm sitting down here talking to you. A large chunk, about 20% of my body is burned. But as I was sitting there, I just raised my hand. I said, God, is it time for me to come home? Then receive me. I'm coming home gladly and gallantly. And then miraculously, I got ejected from the vehicle. And then, of course, comes the recovery progress, starting to take me to the hospital and all the blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bore you with those details, but there was a lot going on there. And of course, I had to go back to school to go and finish my exams and all of that. Life was pretty tough. I learned to do a lot of things with my left hand. I'm naturally right-handed, but I had to do a lot of things with my left hand, eating with my left hand, writing with my left hand. And I saw what it meant to have good friends around you who could help you out in times of distress. And of course, finished and then went for my NYSC, and of course came out, and then another set of frustration came because I couldn't get a job. Lagos was a very tough place, very, very tough place. You go through, you have connections, you don't have things going on. I was living in what they call face me, I face you.
I face you.
What that means is a block of lined up rooms that when you come out of your door, you're literally facing another door in front of you. Then you share communal facilities like toilet, bathroom, and stuff like that. But I told myself, I said, hey, listen, I don't belong here. I just told myself. So from day one, when I moved into that place, I said, I don't belong here. So I had a mat on the floor. I had a mattress on the mat, and that was it. I didn't want to make myself comfortable there to make myself feel at home there. I didn't used to go to the kitchen because I didn't want to make myself comfy there, and that was it. And I started my life, on that level. I used to eat dammy bread morning, afternoon, evening. That was my bread. That was my meal. And I thought that dammy people should have given me an award. Unfortunately, they did not give me an award. That's okay. And then I left there and came up to England and to teach in a school in London. And I tell you what, that was one of the greatest cultural shocks I had in my entire life. And from England, I moved over to Abu Dhabi to go and lead the education reform there. It was a $10 billion project. So we went over there, another culture shock. So you see, I left Lagos, Nigeria with a little bag. I remember in the airport, the guy asked me, he said, listen, I tell you what, why do you have so many books? Are you a professor? I told him I'm not a professor. He said, okay, where are you going? I said, I'm going to England, So he said, but why do you have so many books? I said, do you have anything against books? It looks like you don't. What's wrong with you and books, So he said, but he's just wondering, I'm carrying so many books with me. I told him that books are my friends, that at the point in time, books were just my good friends, close friends, because that's where I found knowledge, researching. It's not today that there's so much internet everywhere, knowledge is everywhere, So I moved to England and I started a huge life, massive shift. And then from there, I remember I got some best stories. 1 hour can never, in fact, 5 hours. These stories can never be enough to exhaust them. Then from there, back to Abu Dhabi.
Definitely.
Move back here. So that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing story, amazing story. I really like the fact that you first mentioned that you should have been given an award for a particular bread that you ate. And I
Damn
think
bread.
that this guy should hear this.
In fact, I tell you what, I thought at the point in time that if they took my blood sample, you'll find that bread in my blood sample. It's called Benny bread.
Wow,
Amazing,
coach.
amazing,
Wow.
amazing. So this is interesting. I know, Dr. Phil, something is coming to your heart. Hit it, hit it, hit it hard.
Now, coach, as you shared this story, I mean, it's amazing. I had to write down, I scribbled down quickly, what you said about I didn't want to make myself comfortable there, so I just found myself a little mattress or a mat, and I stayed out there so I could time myself. I want you to look through all of that and tell us here, looking back, was there even a single moment where you felt like giving up? And what was it that pulled you back from that? Was there a point where you're like, I can't take this anymore, I can't do this? What was it that pulled you back, and kept you on course until you went all the way out to England, and then to Abu Dhabi, and then back to England, and all that you've gone through? Tell us something, sir.
Thank you very much for that question. I was expecting that question. If you hadn't had that question, I would have been very disappointed. Now, I had great moments of disappointment. I got to tell you that. I had great moments of disappointment, discouragement, and frustration. I had those. But it didn't ever occur to me to give up. It wasn't an option. There was just too much at stake for me to give up on. My bright future, I always saw my future so bright, regardless of the cloudiness, regardless of the circumstances. If there is one thing I had, it was that the future was just too bright. So I could not afford to compromise that. So yeah, just because there was frustrations, discouragement, and all the disappointment didn't mean that my future wasn't bright. So giving up was never an option. I knew that just beyond that line, I knew that just beyond these challenges, I knew that just beyond these frustrations laid a beautiful future. And that as long as I had breath in me, it would change. When it would change, I didn't know, but I knew it would change.
Hmm. Hmm.
Amazing,
Wow.
amazing. I,
Wow,
I
coach.
love that. I really love
Wow.
that. You've got a lot of things, and truly I think 1 hour is not sufficient, but we would stay with 1 hour. So we're going to do a very fast one as much as possible so that we can hit it running. Now I know that you're an author and that you've written multiple books, and I went through your Amazon and I saw a couple of books that you have written and how those books have, come full circle. And one thing that stands out with you is that you're a master storyteller. I can tell through, especially this new book that you wrote recently. It's an amazing book, and before we do something, what's behind the mind? In your mind, or what was in your mind when you wrote this latest book? Completely, Coach Uwem.
Now, first of all, this book, I've got about 250 stories to begin with, written they're in my archive, they're in my in my library waiting. So what I'm doing is that I'm releasing these in successions. So every year I'll pick a couple and release. Every year I pick a couple and release. Every year I pick a couple and release. I've been writing stories all my life. Now I have a knack. I have an unusual record, okay, of meeting unusual characters in my life, very unique characters. And as I meet these characters and unusual scenarios emerge, I document them and I turn this into fiction and I turn this into stories so that people could read it. And when you read it, even though it's a story, yeah, you could laugh, smile, but underneath it, not just the denotative meaning, the connotative meaning is what you can get great nuggets of life from, to apply to your situation and move on. So what inspired me about this another exit is the story of Ansar Didia. Okay, these are people who sand mine in Cameroon, and it's a real story. They sand mine, and they pull out bucket after bucket of sand to make a livelihood out of it. And then one occurrence could completely transform the GPS of life. But what happens, you don't have control over it. But how do you react to what happens to you is what you have control over. And that is where the mastery, your mastery, comes in. And it's got to be taught, it's got to be learned, to be able to learn how to react to what happens to you as opposed to what has happened, because you don't have control over what has happened. So that is the inspiration behind my story, Another Exit. It's one of those stories I've documented, and it is a life thing that I've brought back to story.
Wow.
Amazing. I
Wow.
like that. I like that. So we are going to do something quickly so that people can know a little bit about this book. We want to sit on this book for at least 5-10 minutes and talk a bit about specific things you want readers to have from this book. So something is about to go live wherever you are. Stay tuned. We're about to play something with regards to this book so that you meet this book and then we have a conversation. Tune in right now.
Some exits lead to freedom, others to the unknown. From the depths of the sea to the depths of the human spirit, Uwem Uwama takes us on an unforgettable journey in his latest anthology, Another Exit and Other Stories. Set in coastal villages and bustling cities, this collection captures the raw struggles, dreams, and resilience of everyday people. In the title story, three sand divers risk everything for a better future until one fatal dive changes everything. This is more than just a book. It's a window into lives untold, a testament to survival, and a celebration of the human will. Get your copy of Another Exit and Other Stories, because some stories aren't just meant to be read, they're meant to be felt.
All right. Good, good, good. Dr. Phil, now is your moment to cue in that question with regards to this book. Hit it.
Well, I don't know what's happening with OM right now. I do not know what's happening to you, sir. But let's leave you stewing in that emotion for a while and just ask you, what is the one thing you would want people taking away from Another Exit? What is the one lesson that you would want people taking away from this powerful book that we've just seen just montaged right now in that little video, that snippet video that we just had? What is the one lesson that you want your readers going away? Thank you, sir.
It's all about dismantling fear,
Hmm.
conquering fear, dismantling fear, because a shot not taken is a shot missed. And many people
Hmm.
do not take shots in life because they are afraid, they are scared. But just beyond that line of fear, just beyond that line of doubt, is a huge possibility of a beautiful life, of your goal being met. So that is the thing I want people to get away with. That don't be scared. It is all going to be all right. Don't be scared. There's no need to be scared of life. You've been
Hmm.
equipped for success.
Wow. Wow, coach.
Amazing.
Coach Bobby.
All right. So I love this. You see, the comments are boiling hot. People are getting thoughts completely. We're just midway in our conversation. In the next 30 minutes, we'll be done and we'll be out of here. But I do hope that you're getting a whole lot of nuggets, things taken. So there are lots of comments in the comment section. Choma says a shot not taken is a shot missed. I love that.
Hmm.
Fidarsi says dismantling fear. Blessing Joachim says a shot not taken is a shot missed. So you see, there are lots of things already hitting people in this moment. And we want you to have these key takeaways, this action step, so that you can actually have this. When we hear the stories of people, it brings us to the point where we can actually believe in ourselves and take the challenge to do it differently. Now, Coach Uwem, I know you have a lot of things in the offing. I know that 250 books are there waiting. So do you intend to release it every year or 3 times a year or 5 times a year? Because 250 books, that means you should be living for like 250 years if you want to do
No,
per year.
250, no, 250 stories. 250
150
stories.
stories.
250 stories.
Sure,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yes.
I'll, I'll be publishing it till I die. I'll just be
Amazing.
I'll be publishing it till I die.
Hmm.
Which brings us to something I would say very important. when you have a chance in life to do something, do it.
Hmm.
Procrastination,
Hmm.
never befriend procrastination. Never ever befriend procrastination. Procrastination
Hmm.
should never be a friend. Don't form an ally with it, because what you need to do at that point in time could make a massive difference in your life. It could be that moment of you walking up to say hello to somebody. That could be what's going to change your life. And you just procrastinated it and lost the opportunity. It could be that
Hmm.
opportunity of just smiling to somebody, or just telling somebody, "Can I help you?" Or you saw somebody walking past, maybe needed some help to cross the road or something, and you just lost a genuine opportunity to connect. Procrastination should never be a friend. So I'm going to be publishing that. But again, what I see as more powerful is me bringing this story, great storytelling, into changing lives. And that's why we have this program Beyond Barriers, which is all about
Hmm.
making people to understand that the greatest thing you need to see to set right first before anything is your mindset. That's where the
Hmm.
victory begins.
Amazing.
Wow.
I want Dr. Phil to talk about beyond barriers and to just hit it in and to zone in around that, because your story is compelling. You've got an interesting story, and you see the comment is still boiling up. Christiana says, never befriend procrastination. I tell you, wherever you are connecting from, if in the next few hours I don't see you sharing these across your handles, I will come for you. I'm the Godfather. I will come for you. I will ensure that there is a ban put on your social media handles so that you do the right thing. So this is a threat and a wake-up call and a loving and a gracious invitation to do what is right. So Dr. Phil, please let's talk about this beyond barriers a bit. Go ahead.
Now let me tell you something, people. I met Uwem in December of 2024, and the entry was him telling me about this beautiful coaching program that he and himself, Swari Kaba, who is also on this call with us, have built over time. These are two emigrants. I'm in Africa, so they are emigrants to Europe who have lived there for a while, who themselves have faced either mental, physical, regulatory, legal, and whatever barriers they have had to face, which UM is going to tell us a bit about, by the way. And they have navigated all kinds of things. They have had to transition from being one thing to another. UM has been an educator for most of his life, and then has transitioned into becoming a business analyst and a coach. And so we have this beautiful program that helps people navigate obstacles that they have built, and is currently in the third cohort of trainees. And so it's really beautiful when I explored the reach and we started working together. And I said, no, everybody has to hear about this. And if you've been checking, we've been dealing with that. So, Uwem, I want you to give us some kind of insight. Now, I know you help people dismantle what's holding them back, but the first thing you're going to do is tell us what has been your own biggest mental barrier moving through all that you've moved through to get to where you are. And then you can give us an insight on what happens at Beyond Barriers. Thank you.
What has been the biggest barrier that I had to, navigate around? The first barrier I had to navigate to get myself to where I am and still getting myself to where I need to still be is my mindset. To align my mindset to where I'm going. If you don't see where you're going clearly in your mind, you cannot move in that direction, because
Hmm.
that is what is going to give you the focus that you desire. A lot of people in life have their mind all over the place. Their mind, they have not been able to harness their mind. They've not been able to bring their mind to a point of focus. Because don't forget that we're human beings. We, as our living beings, we emanate signals as human beings. We send out signals. How do we send out these signals? Is via our thought processes, via how we dress, via the things we say, via the food we eat, via the company we keep, via what we think when we are alone with our thoughts. And the universe picks it up. And these things are emanated in different frequencies. And people who are in that frequency will gravitate towards us. So next time you're going out and you're thinking, why is it that the kind of people I have as friends or people that always come to me are this kind of caliber of people? Is because that is the signals you've sent out. That's the intelligence you've sent out. So people in that frequency gravitate towards you. If you want to change that, you have to go first of all to your mind and reconfigure your mind and send out consciously emit particular signals, and then the universe, the people operating in that same frequency would gravitate towards that, and then they will be orchestrated to come your way in life. That's how to change this thing. So the first and most important thing in overcoming any obstacle, every barrier, is the mindset. You have to change from the mind. If you cannot bring your mind to control, if you cannot bring your mind to subjection to see clearly what you want to achieve, then I'm afraid you're just going to be going around in circles. So that was the first thing I had to overcome. That's why I told you that when I was living in that face me, I face you, which was not exactly the nicest of places to stay because we used to have rats called okon. These are big fat rats, okay? They were actually there. They want to come and live free of charge in your apartment. They didn't contribute a dime towards paying the rent, but they want to come and live there, eat your bread, my dummy bread I sometimes buy on credit. They want to come and share that bread with me. And I wasn't exactly happy wanting to share that with them because it's my money, my hard-earned money. Sometimes I bought it on credit. At the end of the day, I tell you what, I had to put a stop to it. I had to see beyond that I don't belong there. And I should never feel myself comfortable there. That was, I don't know whether that answers your question, you know.
Absolutely, coach. Align your mindset with your destination. Harness your thoughts, focus your mind, and put out the right frequencies that attract the very kinds of outcomes that you want for yourself. Wow, Coach Bobby, this is too hot for me, man. I think I need to get out of
I,
this.
I'm I'm intrigued because while Coach Uwem was talking about mindset, the only thing that came to my heart was how do you even help people who don't even realize that their own mindset is their own barrier? Because a couple of days ago I wrote something on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and I said in my years of coaching I've realized that there are several kinds of clients. The first category are those who need to know about coaching, who need to be involved in coaching, but they are not aware that they need coaching. And so, Beyond Barriers is an amazing program. And how does it help to educate those who don't even know that their mindset is a problem, who have not come to that consciousness? Can you give us a feeler around that, Coach Uwem?
Now, here's the thing, Coach Bobby. Here is the thing. First of all, the current cohort, I can tell you this for free that we have people who have been in cohort 1, they came back cohort 2, they came back cohort 3 because they feel they have not drank enough. They need to drink it over and over again. Now, how do we get people to know? Now, it's very simple. The most powerful thing we're doing is education, which is what we're doing now. Yeah. The greatest disservice you can do to yourself is to find out that you're sick and you don't know you're sick. That's the greatest disservice you can do to yourself. And that is why you need people, close allies, who can tell you the truth. And that is why we need to form, when our children are growing up, when people are growing up, we need to tell them what is called relationships, how to form critical and strategic relationships with people who would be able to look you into the eye and tell you the truth, that you need help, that what you're struggling with in life, you need help. And actually, you know what? Calling out for help is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. Most people think that when you call out for help, oh, I've called out for help. Oh, everybody will see that I'm weak. You're vulnerable. No, it's a sign of strength because it means that you're self-aware. Okay? It's like being hungry and you pretend you're not hungry. You're hungry
Hmm.
and you're dying of starvation and you're just pretending you're cool. They'll come and take your cups out of the house. But if you say, you know what, Bob's, man, I'm hungry, man. Give me some food, man. I'm really hungry. They will give you food. Worst case scenario is to say, I don't have food for you. And you go ask the next person. If you ask
Hmm.
10 people, one person will give it to you and you don't lose anything. Anyways, if you see
Hmm.
what I mean. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that what we are doing now is one of the ways of people knowing that they need help. If you're
Hmm.
going around in circles in life, you don't have a clear cut clarity of what you want to achieve, or you have a clear cut clarity and you don't know how to go about it, or you have a clear cut clarity, you know how to go about it, but you don't know how to deploy the resources you've got to get to where you want to. You need help. And I tell you
Hmm.
what, that's what we're here for. That is
Hmm.
that's the purpose of this conversation.
Wow.
Hmm. Amazing. If you look in the comment section, Choma says you are speaking to me, Coach Uwem, and I need to highlight that conversation. You are speaking to me. I love that, Choma. And just off, you would love to really connect with Choma. She's an amazing person that you
Hmm.
need to have interactions with. She's into conservation. She has a lot of stuff off her sleeves, and she has a very very interesting story. I think one of these days we're going to feature her. By the way, if you have a story, you have a course, you have a product, you have something that you want us to communicate, please send a DM to myself or send a DM to Dr. Phil, and we'll be glad to have you follow the protocols, the structures of how you can get on this program and be part of this. So, Blessing says, calling out for help is a sign of strength. This should be, I wanted to say tweet it. No, this is not tweet it. This should be, Dr. Phil, borrow me something. This should be linked.
Yes, it should be
Instead
linked
of
up.
tweet.
Linked up.
You should be linked up. This is what you should do. You should link this up, right? And if you're on Facebook, you should face it up. Whatever. If you're on YouTube, you should you it up.
Yes, tube it out.
Whatever it is. Do it out, do it out, do it out. Dr. Phil, do you have something that is brewing your heart as Coach Uwem spoke? Do you have something brewing?
I want to say that Amara is here, and Amara is
Yeah.
someone I have interacted with. Nwairu Amara, she is part of the cohort currently, and I have interacted with Amara, and I must tell you that some of the unique stories coming out of the Beyond Barriers program is actually mind blowing, and I want to I remember the event we did together with Coach in January, and where they broke down their method. So they said something like, we start with the mindset, then we give you tool a tool or something. So coach, I wanted to bring that on because it's skipping my mind, and because I see that when people come back to that program, it is because they want that mindset, skill set, toolkit or something like that. There is a
Yep,
way you break it down, so I want to talk about that.
superb. Now, I think one of the most important things in moving strategically in life to a destination you want to go to is to first of all understand yourself.
Hmm.
The first thing is that we have not spent enough time with ourselves to understand ourselves. We
Hmm.
have not socialized ourselves with ourselves enough to know about ourselves. We have not. We have listened to too many stuff from people, what society says about us, what people say about us, up to a point that we form an opinion about ourselves based on what people say about us.
Hmm.
But we have not been able to discover our own voice yet.
Hmm.
Okay? Our voice has not even emerged yet because we've borrowed a lot of other people's voices, which are authentic for those people, not for us. So when you come on the program, the first thing, the first foundation we make you go through is to discover yourself.
Hmm.
Now, how? We have a couple of tools that we give to you that will help you socialize yourself with yourself, familiarize yourself with yourself, get to find out who are you, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what skills do you have in life. When we talk about skills, people have this novel and noble ideas about skills. Oh, maybe I am a master architect. I can use AutoCAD. I am a gynecologist. I do maybe 20 CS a day. No, when we talk about skills, we're talking about something very, very comprehensive. Cooking is a skill. Doing chores is a skill. Driving long distances without break is a skill. Being able to turn your imaginations to very powerful things is a skill. Drawing is a skill. Being able to look at people and tell, how they feel is a skill. Connecting with people is a skill. Being able to even sit down and analyze yourself is a skill. Being compassionate to people is a skill. Knowing how to interact with people is a skill. Knowing how to manage your time effectively is a skill. And these are all huge. Being adventurous is a skill. Some people are there, they're so timid, they cannot even move from Lagos to Jos because they are scared. They've been hearing these tales about Jos, how everybody's being murdered in Jos, and they can't even enter the bus alone to go to Jos. And yet you have people living in Jos having a fantastic life in Jos as well. So these are all different skills that people have, and they don't know how to document it. Now, if you don't know your skills, how do you know how you can leverage your skills for your benefit and the benefit of people around you? So that is why in our program, the first thing we do is to make sure you spend time with yourself, discover yourself, your skills. We give you the toolkit, the framework to do in discovering yourself. Once you discover yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, and everything, the next thing is you discover your values. A lot of people don't even know their value system. That's why they fall for anything. So we begin to get you to go through your value system. What are your values? Culturally, socially, spiritually, and otherwise. And then what are your core values? Your core value now means that your non-negotiables. Once you're able to do that, the next thing we ask you to do is, based on all of these, what is the vision you have for yourself? And you will define this vision for yourself. This is now going to drive the conversation, the work, and everything you're going to do for the rest of the 12 weeks program and beyond that. That's why it's called Beyond Barriers, a Journey to Transcendence.
Wow. Wow.
Amazing. Powerful, powerful. I just kept, Coach Uwem, on a coaching level, people really underestimate the power of knowing themselves, the power of knowing what they can do, what capacities they really have. And it baffles me every time I sit in a coaching session how people get to belittle their strengths, and what they can do literally. It's so amazing. And I like the fact that in this Beyond Barrier coaching program, you are emphasizing an interaction with self. You are emphasizing that kind of convention with self, that it's not a public conference, it's a
No.
personal conference that you sit with yourself to meet yourself. And I'm really loving it, and I know that this is one of the kind of programs that everyone tuned in here should really be part of. So wherever you are connected. We have 12 more minutes on this hour to cap it in. And just before we give in one or two more questions to Coach Uwem, and then Dr. Phil brings it in. If you have a question, if you have a comment, if you have something, please do well to ask in the comment section. This is just a moment for you to apply part of the things that you have heard today, part of the things that has been said. Don't procrastinate reaching out to Coach Uwem. Don't say, oh, tomorrow I will prepare the thought. Send, in fact, as we're having this conversation, be opening your DM right now and be sending him a direct message. Have that conversation. Don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate, right? Dr. Phil, hit one
Yes, sir.
question and then I hit one and then we'll cap it up.
All right, Coach. I think that OM has really done a great work. One of the things I want to that I'm going to move it out a bit because he's my man. He's been a mentor. He's been somebody who's told me something very sharp that I had to step back. I was like, wow, okay, That sounded like my dad for a bit. But I want OM to tell us something out here. How are you coping with having transitioned from education into tech? You're a business analyst. There's a lot you have to do, and I know that you're dealing with a lot of barriers in there apart from your personal life. How do you navigate these things, knowing what you know and helping the people that you know? Just in a brief up.
First of all, thank you very much for that question. The first and most important thing is you go back to your mindset. If you want to be a mechanic, you cannot be hanging out with priests. If you want to be a mechanic, you have to hang out, you have to look for the community of mechanics and start hanging out with mechanics and start looking at the language they speak, start looking at how they think, start looking at how they do things, and begin to adopt that mindset. So we still go back to the mindset. Now, you also need to know that for anything you want to do in life, there's a price to pay. Yeah. So you look at what we call your assist state, your current state. Yeah. And where do you want to go to? Your to be state. Okay. And then what are the skills you need that will take you there? You have to do an audit, a skills audit. What skills do you need? You need to be able to be, maybe you need observation skills. You need to be able to do some process maps. You need to be able to gather requirements. You need to be able to do this. What skills do you have already? You're not starting life on a tableau rasa. You are starting life with you've got some stuff already. Already. You want to be a project manager. You've been managing projects. You say, well, I've not been managing projects. That's BS. You've been managing projects already. Yeah. What about the home? What about your life? Your life is the biggest project you're managing right now. And the biggest project in life is your life. You've been managing that right from when you became an adult, when your dad and mom are not taking care of you anymore. Some people did not even have parents to look after them. So right from when they were kids, they were managing their lives and managing the lives of their siblings and other relatives. That's the biggest project in life. So if you've been managing that, what are the skills involved in managing? Okay, projects. Time management is there. Organizational skills is there. Documentation skills is there. So if you're moving into that world, there's some skills you have already that you're just transferring, that you're carrying over to the other side. So you're not going there bland, that you don't have anything. No. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's all a deceit, thinking that you don't have anything you do. Okay? It's like talking about technology. Before technology came, people had ways of documenting stuff. Go to the Igbo traders. They have books. When they buy something, even anybody who runs a store, they will have a book that documents items bought, items sold, how much was the cost price, how much is profit. There are ways of documenting these things. If you're moving over to the other side of life, these are skill set you are carrying over. So you're not going over. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't have anything, any skill. No, you have skills. You do have skills. So again, it goes back to the mindset.
Boom. Boom. Coach Bobby, take it away, man.
Boom, boom, boom. Now,
Fire in the building, man.
many things are going through my head right now, because I'm listening on three levels. I'm listening as a coach, I'm listening as part of the people on this show, I'm listening also as I'm trying to have the ear of someone who is just having to engage with a conversation like this for the first time. And so multiple things are happening to me personally, and I'm just thinking on different levels and on different places. And this has been interactive so far. And I'm waiting for people to ask Coach. In fact, let me say this. What's one question you want to ask Coach Uwem? Let that be a question in the comment section. Now, by the time I ask that, I know that we're going to have multiples, and I'll try my best to use at least 5 minutes to hit it. What's one question you want to ask Coach Uwem? That's open to you right now. So even if you listen to this after this session, you have the opportunity to still drop your comment wherever it is, and Coach Uwem would likely respond. So what's one question you want to ask Coach Uwem? Now, speaking of that, Coach Uwem, let me ask you, What's the legacy you are building? You have spoken a whole lot, and you've talked as an educator, as a writer, as a mentor, as a coach, and of course you've helped different people across barriers, across the globe, to break barriers. But what's one thing you want to be remembered for? What's one thing you want to pass on? And if it's possible, pass it on tonight to the people here that are listening
Hmm.
across Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
YouTube.
Pass it on to
Hmm.
them right now.
Simple. We have all been equipped for life's journey, period.
Hmm. Hmm. My God.
All right. You heard that. We all have been equipped for life's journey. Dr. Phil, weigh in on that. Weigh in on that. Weigh in on that. We have 5 minutes. Weigh in. Weigh in. It's too hot. Weigh
Co-
in.
Coach, I have my mouth agape, man. Like I'm struggling to see if do I should I write or should I talk? What the heck should I do? Like this is serious. We have all been equipped for life's journey, and I think that is the gold that is unearthed when you sit with Coach Uwem and his team of coaches in Beyond Barriers. When you look at life, even and realize that all of the powers that you actually need are right within you, which is why that self conversation, that communicating with yourself, that personal conference that he talked about is very important. Once you unearth those internal structures, those constructs, then nothing outside can be an obstacle. Actually, everything outside becomes a tool, becomes a stepping stone. Every obstacle, every barrier becomes like a gateway into something new. And I think it's just hanging around this coach that has turned my mind in this direction. Sir, I think we're going to need to have you on something like this again very soon, so you can keep pouring
Absolutely.
this wisdom, yes, on us and all of that.
Absolutely.
Thank you
If you
very
want to
much
see
for that.
Coach Uwem again, let's see it in the comment section. Comment, comment, comment. Say, come back again. Come back again. Be here again. You must draw him in. He's a very busy man, and we need to draw him in. The way you pull him in, it's very important. I see a question from Nakom, and I want to say something about Nakom. And just before, because she has a question, and I've
Yeah.
highlighted her question. She says, "Is there any practical step to discover myself?" Let me say something about Nakom. And I know
Mm,
that I have the opportunity to speak about this because I'm someone who has coached Nakom, and Nakom joined one of our programs, the 7 Laws of Transformation. Last year, it's residential, and let me share this. Nakom is resilient. Nakom is tenacious when it comes to life. So this lady could not afford the coaching fee, and what she did was to make a step. She made a commitment with, I think, 5,000 naira. And it would
mm,
interest you to know that Nakom is a young lady, but she's a widow. She has about 2 or 3 kids. And she made a
wow.
commitment to, saying that I want to be part of this program. And it was intriguing to see how Nakom was paying that money just in bits till she paid for the complete money for that coaching
Wow.
program. It was amazing. Guess what?
Wow.
When she came for the 7 Laws of Transformation residential coaching program, we had the participants literally make a donation for NACOM just to
Oh
celebrate her
man.
for daring to come for that program. So when she's
Oh my
asking this question, it comes to my heart dearly, because this is someone who has made great effort, and she's worthy of being rewarded at any day, at any time. I can speak confidently for NACOM. So this is to you, Coach Uwem. This is NACOM asking you, is there any practical step to discovering myself? What could it be? Please
What could it
ask
be?
and answer.
Nakom, your story is very, very powerful. And I
Mm,
tell you something, Nakom, two things I have for you this evening. Number one is that unrestrained hunger, unrestrained hunger and thirst for success brings results. Take this to the
mm,
bank, put it in the bank anytime, any day. Take it from me. Unrestrained hunger and thirst for success brings results. Number two, Nakam, on the house, on the Enrich Your Mind house, I would say, come to the coaching program. It will be on the house for you.
oh my
Based,
God. Oh
based
my
on what,
God.
That's
yeah,
good.
it will be on the house for you.
Wow.
Based on what I have a lot of respect for
Wow.
Whoa.
coaches coming. We'll take it on you for you.
Wow. Wow,
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 wow, wow. This is a good way. This is a good way.
wow.
Congrats, Nakom. Congrats, Nakom. So we would provide you with the details and just Dr. Phil, let them know the what of Beyond Barriers Coaching. How much does it cost? Please state it out so that people can hear how much Nakom just received as
Just
scholarship right
one.
now. Please go.
I don't now listen. I could say something and just hit you through the eye. Let me tell you something. Do you have 1,500 pounds? Like, do you? Why didn't I ask the question? Why didn't I ask the question? Now come. Now come on. I'm coming to look for you right now this evening. That is how much, that is about how high it can get to get in that class. So that's what we're talking about. That is high ceiling stuff. Congratulations, girl.
I'm
This
telling
is
you,
awesome.
really
This is awesome.
amazing, really
Wow.
amazing. Congratulations, Nakom. This is amazing. So we have two more questions, and it's already 1 hour into our show. And I'm gonna ask that somebody's asking if the recording it's recorded. Just go to my Facebook, my YouTube,
Yeah.
or my LinkedIn. It's there. It's
LinkedIn,
going to
yeah.
stay there for you. Record, and please don't say I'm just coming late. Listen to it, connect to it. Taiwo, it's good to see you here again.
Yeah.
Everybody says, come back again, come back again. There are a couple of questions that people have asked, but our time is up. Our time is up. That's why we have to bring him up again. We've got
Yeah.
to invite Coach Uwem again. We can't let you go because our time is going. Somebody is asking a question. Don't worry, we'll find a way to answer you, Esther. She says, if someone is new to coaching, what should they expect and what is expected of them? I'm highlighting your questions because we'll come to answer it in the comments, but we've got to run away. Again, one final word from you, Coach Uwem, for everyone here. One final word from you, and then one final word from Dr. Phil, and we'll hit it out.
Wow.
All of us have been equipped for success in life's journey. Everyone. We have capabilities. It is your responsibility. You've got to pay the price to find out your capabilities so that you can maximize it for your benefit and the benefit of the people around you.
Wow. Coach,
Woo!
awesome.
That's amazing. That's so good. That's
Wow.
so powerful. That's so
Wow.
powerful. Dr. Phil,
Wow.
one word, so we'll run it out. We'll run it out. I want us to keep to our time.
Yes, just one word. A vision of my bright future should be enough to keep me going, regardless of the moments where I want to throw in the towel. A vision of my bright future, it should be enough to keep me going. Thank you, coach, for this nugget. I cannot forget that.
Oh my,
Wow.
I love this. I love this. I love this. It's so good to see every one of you connecting and commenting. Thank you so much for being with us for this 1 hour. We do believe that it has been a wonderful moment for you hearing the story. And again, just think it's about Coach Uwem. Yet we pioneered this conversation with him, but you will recognize that his story is transformational. And all the nuggets that were shared, get them out. Make them as part of your post for this evening or for tomorrow. Share with other people what you've connected with. We will have more sessions coming up, not only with Coach Uwem. So if you want us to feature you, again, I say to you, reach out to me, reach out to Dr. Phil. We are doing this for a lifetime. It's video or nothing. We're coming hot to bring your visibility. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for connecting with us. As we wrap it up and as we leave, we will leave you with a montage of Coach Uwem's book. You should go look for that book on Amazon. You need to have a copy of that book and you need to prepare to sign up for Beyond Barriers
Beyond
Coaching.
boundaries.
Be like Nakom. That's the way I want to say to you this evening. Be like Nakom. If you don't have 1,500, start with £1 and start getting there until
That's
you are
right.
part of Beyond Barriers program. Thank you so much, every one of you. See you on the other side. See you in the chat and in the comment. Boom.
Some exits lead to freedom, others to the unknown. From the depths of the sea to the depths of the human spirit, Uwem Uwama takes us on an unforgettable journey in his latest anthology, Another Exit and Other Stories. Set in coastal villages and bustling cities, this collection captures the raw struggles, dreams, and resilience of everyday people. In the title story, three sand divers risk everything for a better future until one fatal dive changes everything. This is more than just a book. It's a window into lives untold, a testament to survival, and a celebration of the human will. Get your copy of Another Exit and Other Stories, because some stories aren't just meant to be read, they're meant to be felt.